Hello students, welcome to Allforce e-learning channel. This is K. Nageshwar Rao, your physics faculty. Today we will be dealing with session number 91, NEET second year, session number 91. In the last session we have discussed about series combination of cells, and in this session we will proceed with parallel combination of cells. Let us see what we can do today. Parallel combination of cells. So I'll take two cells in parallel combination. Later I will generalize the picture. I will extend the discussion for n number of cells if they are connected in parallel combination, how the scenario is going to change. Here I'll connect one external resistance. Let EMF of this cell is E1 and internal resistance is R1, and EMF of this second cell is E2, internal resistance is R2. Okay. Let current through this branch, let it be I1, current through this branch, let it be I2. After they reach this junction, both will meet, and let us say the total current in the circuit is I. Current passing through this resistor, R is how much? I. So this is the picture. Here both these two cells are connected in parallel combination. Okay. I will designate this junction as A and this as B. See, in this particular branch, current is flowing like this, right? So this particular point A is connected to high potential terminal of the battery, and this point B is connected to low potential terminal of the battery, isn't it? So when current is flowing through the circuit, particularly through this branch, whatever potential difference exists across these two electrodes of the cell, that potential difference is called as terminal potential difference, isn't it? I'll take the terminal potential difference as V. Terminal potential difference across the electrodes of this first cell, V. That can be written as VA minus VB, isn't it? That's nothing but potential difference between these 2 points, A and B. Okay. And this can be further, what is terminal potential difference? It is expressed as V is equal to E minus I into R, internal resistance. Already we have seen this equation in the previous sessions, isn't it? So here this terminal potential difference V can be written as, in place of E, what you are going to write? E1 minus, what is the current flowing through this branch? I1. And what is the internal resistance of this cell? R1. Okay. Similarly, terminal potential difference across this branch is also V only, because across this branch also these 2 points A and B are existing. So again you will have same terminal potential difference V, and that is in turn can be written as VA minus VB. Corresponding to this branch, what is the EMF? E2 minus, how much is the current flowing through this branch? I2. What is the internal resistance? R2. Isn't it? Now I am going to slightly modify this equation. I1 R1 is equal to E1 minus V. Yes, of course we can write it like this. From this, I1 can be written as E1 minus V by R1, or E1 by R1 minus V by R1. Let it be equation number 1. Let it be equation number 1. And similarly, from this equation also, what you can write? I2 can be written as, directly I am writing the equation, I2 can be written as E2 by R2 minus V by R2. Let it be equation number 2. Look at this circuit diagram. I1 and I2, these two currents are flowing here, and finally it is equal to how much? I. So here I1 plus I2 can be written as I, isn't it? So let me write it here. So here I is equal to I1 plus I2. Let it be equation number 3. Now I am going to substitute I1, I2 from equation 1 and 2 in equation 3. I will replace I1, I2 with these two equations. Let us see what is going to happen. So I is equal to, I1 can be written as E1 by R1 minus V by R1 plus I2 is E2 by R2 minus V by R2. See what we are dealing currently with? we are dealing with parallel combination. Ultimately, what is our goal? In parallel combination, we prefer to find out effective EMF of the circuit and effective resistance and the total current flowing in the circuit. These are the parameters which we will be exploring. And finally, after writing expression for current, what we will be interested in? We will be interested in finding maximum current, so that we will be able to write expression for maximum power. So these are the parameters, we will be basically handling in case of combination of cells. Okay, so unlike in the series combination, very simply we have come to a conclusion regarding the effective EMF and effective resistance, but here it's a bit different. Okay, so I am following an indirect method. So let me proceed. Let me simplify this. See, here this I can be further simplified as I is equal to E1 by R1 plus E2 by R2. Separately I can write E1 by R1 plus E2 by R2. I will take out minus sign common from these two terms. When minus, not only minus, I will take out V also common. So when minus V is taken out, what you will have? 1 by R1 and here plus 1 by R2. 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2, isn't it? So this can be further written as E1 R2 plus E2 R1 by R1 R2 minus V of R1 plus R2 by R1 R2. That's how it can be written, isn't it? Therefore, from this equation, what is V? You can write like this. You can bring this term towards LHS side. V of R1 plus R2 by R1 R2 is equal to E1 R2 plus E2 R1 by R1 R2 minus, I am taking this I towards RHS side, I. On both the sides, I am going to multiply with R1 by R2 into, sorry, R1 by R2 by R1 plus R2. What I am going to multiply? Let it be equation number 4. Let us multiply this equation number 4 with R1 R2 by R1 plus R2. What happens when you multiply this term to LHS part? It becomes 1, because R1 gets cancelled, R1 plus R2 gets cancelled, and on the other side, when you multiply this term here, numerator and denominator gets cancelled, and what you are left with? E1 R2 plus E2 R1 by, in the denominator what you are left with? R1 plus R2 minus, when you multiply this term to I, what you will have? I into R1 R2 by R1 plus R2. This is what we will be writing, isn't it? I will assume that let E equivalent be effective EMF of this circuit containing two cells in parallel combination, and R equivalent to be effective internal resistance, effective internal resistance. Therefore, the terminal potential difference between these 2 points V is what? EMF minus I into internal resistance. What EMF I am going to take now? E equivalent minus what is the total current in the circuit? I into R equivalent. If at all, total equivalent EMF is known to us, total equivalent internal resistance is known to us, I can replace this entire combination with one single cell whose EMF is E equivalent, whose internal resistance is R equivalent, and if I am supposed to write terminal potential difference across that cell, this is how I will be writing, isn't it? Now, when you compare these two equations, in place of E equivalent, what do you have? You have E equivalent as E1 R2 plus E2 R1 by R1 plus R2. So this is the expression for equivalent EMF. Okay. So here what I did, between these 2 points, whatever terminal potential difference is there, that terminal potential difference is written in terms of equivalent values. Basically, terminal potential difference is EMF minus I into internal resistance. If I am talking about terminal potential difference corresponding to these two branches are connected to these two common points, right? So potential difference between these 2 points is again what? V only, this V. Okay, so this V is equal to E equivalent minus I R equivalent. It means in this case I have considered both the cells together. Okay, so if I compare this equation with this equation, in place of E equivalent, whatever term is there, that is nothing but equivalent EMF of the circuit. Okay, And similarly, in place of R equivalent, what do we have? R equivalent is equal to R1 R2 by R1 plus R2, or the same equation can also be written as 1 by R equivalent is equal to 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2. 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2. Okay. So, this expression is what? Equivalent EMF, and this is equivalent internal resistance. And further, I'll assume that this I'll give some numbers to these equations. Let it be equation number 5 and let it be equation number 6. Okay. So, now what I am going to do is I'll divide equation 5 with equation 6. If that is done, what you are going to get? E equivalent by R equivalent is equal to E1 R2 plus E2 R1 by R1 plus R2 into R1 plus R2 by R1 R2. R1 plus R2, R1 plus R2 gets cancelled, and finally what you are left with? E equivalent by R equivalent is equal to E1 R2 plus E2 R1 by R1 R2. Further, this can be simplified like this. E equivalent by R equivalent is equal to E1 by R1 plus E2 by R. Isn't it? So, this is how you can express ratio between E equivalent and R equivalent. Now, let us make use of this equation and this equation to generalize the picture. Generalizing the picture in the sense, here I have taken only 2 cells. Okay. What if I take n number of cells? If you take n number of cells, if n cells with EMFs E1, E2 and so on En, and internal resistances R1, R2 and so on Rn are connected in parallel combination. If this is the situation, what you can write for effective internal resistance? 1 by R equivalent will be 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2 plus so on 1 by Rn. That's what you can write. And what about equivalent EMF equation, this one? E equivalent by R equivalent can be written as E1 by R1 plus E2 by R2 plus and so on En by Rn. E1 by R1 plus E2 by R2 plus and so on En by Rn. So, that is how you can handle if n number of cells are taken. Okay. Now, let me assume that identical cells are connected in parallel combination. Identical cells in the sense all the cells will have same EMF and internal resistance will be same. That is what case I am talking about. So, let me wipe it. Now, see here, let n cells are identical. Identical in the sense what? Same EMF and same internal resistance. Okay. If that is the case, how you can write this equivalent internal resistance? 1 by R equivalent will be, how many such kind of terms will be there? N terms will be there and all are having same internal resistance. So, what you can write? N by R. N by R. Because in case of identical cells, R1, R2, R3 and so on Rn is equal to R. So, here I have replaced R1, R2 and so on Rn with R. So, finally what you will get? N by R. That implies R equivalent is equal to R by N. This happens when you consider identical cells in parallel combination, n identical cells in parallel combination. Now, what about this one? E equivalent by R equivalent. All are identical. E by R plus and so on E by R. How many such kinds of E by R's are there? N. So, N E by R. Okay. What about this R equivalent? Just now we have written R equivalent as R by N. Therefore, E equivalent is equal to Ne by R into R equivalent is R by N. So, Nn gets cancelled, Rr gets cancelled, E. This is a very important point, children. It means if you consider n identical cells in parallel combination, the effective EMF will be equal to EMF of any one cell, like individual cells EMF whatever it is there, that is what the EMF of the entire combination. Because if I ask you what is the EMF between these 2 points, it's E. EMF between these 2 points corresponding to this branch? E only, if these two are identical. So when you consider n number of identical cells in parallel combination, remember the EMF, effective EMF will be equal to EMF of a single cell. EMF of a single cell. That's what the conclusion is. So these points are crucial points here. So let me proceed with further discussion. What happens if external resistance R is also taken into account? We can have few more conclusions. Okay, for example, effective resistance comes out to be internal resistance comes out to be as R by N. What about total resistance of the circuit? R equivalent. It can be written as R plus R equivalent, isn't it? Total resistance, see here I have taken only 2 cells. What if you are taking n cells which are identical? If they are identical, what is the effective resistance, internal resistance? R by N. Then the total resistance in the circuit will be external resistance plus internal resistance. Internal resistance is how much? R by N. So R plus R equivalent or R plus R by N. That's how you can write R equivalent. If R equivalent is known to you, you can write expression for I. I is equal to what? E equivalent by R equivalent. Total EMF divided by total resistance. It's like a Ohm's law form. Potential is equal to I into R. Okay, so total current in the circuit is equal to total EMF by total resistance offered by the circuit. E equivalent, just now we came to know how much is that in the identical cells combination. E equivalent is equal to E divided by R equivalent is equal to R plus R by N, or you can write like this as well, NE by NR plus R. Okay, so these are few conclusions from parallel combination of cells. Okay, so now let us continue with the mixed grouping of cells. So this is what? Mixed grouping of cells. Here if you observe carefully, I have taken several cells in series combination and such kind of branches were repeated parallelly. So both parallel and series combinations were considered together. So that's why it is discussed under the heading mixed grouping of cells. Now see, whatever cells I have taken here, all are identical cells. E comma R, E comma R, E comma R, all are having same EMF, all are having same internal resistance. Okay. Now how many cells I have taken? 1, 2 and so on, N. N cells were taken in series. Such kind of branches were repeated. How many times? 1, 2 and so on, M times they were repeated. Okay. So let us try to handle the situation when an external resistor is connected and current in the entire circuit is equal to I. Okay. So now here, what is the EMF of this series branch? E plus E plus E plus and so on. How many times E is there? N times. So E equivalent is equal to NE. E equivalent is equal to what? NE. Children, just now I told you in parallel combination, okay, if all are having identical cells, if all the branches are having identical cells, whatever EMF is there for a particular branch, in a particular branch, the same EMF will be taken as a total EMF of the combination. Let me repeat this again. If you are dealing with identical cells, okay, a particular branch, if it is having a EMF equal to NE, okay, and the same branch is repeated parallelly, it doesn't matter how many times it has repeated, M times or X times or Y times, N number of times, whatever number of times, then the EMF across all these branches together taken into account will also be NE. Just now we have come to that conclusion. If parallel combination is taken, E equivalent for N identical cells will be equal to what? E, isn't it? So here, what is the EMF of this particular branch containing series combination of cells? NE. So that will be the effective EMF of entire parallel combination. So now let us find out internal resistance. What is R equivalent for this branch? For this first branch, here one internal resistance R is present, here one R, like that. How many R's are there? N R's are there, isn't it? And all are in series. If resistors are connected in series, effective resistance is equal to what? R1 plus R2 plus R3 plus and so on, Rn. Here all are identical. So this particular branch is having a internal resistance, equivalent internal resistance equal to NR. Is that right? So the total internal resistance of this branch is equal to NR. How many such kinds of NRs are there? 1, 2 and so on, M NRs are there. If resistors are taken in parallel combination, equivalent resistance is written as 1 by R equivalent is equal to 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2 plus and so on 1 by Rm. Here how many times it is repeated? M times. So you can write 1 by R equivalent as 1 by this branch's effective internal resistance is what? NR. How many times you have to repeat this one? This NR is repeated how many times? M times. 1, 2 and so on, M times. So 1 by NR plus 1 by NR plus, like that M times if you take, what will be the final answer? It will be equal to M by NR. Therefore, R equivalent is equal to NR by M. So now we have got R equivalent. This is what? Effective internal resistance. This is not total resistance of the circuit. Total resistance of the circuit, R equivalent can be written as, this R is there, no? R plus NR by M. Okay. Total equivalent internal resistance plus external resistance will give us total resistance of the circuit. Now let us talk about I. I can be written as E equivalent by R equivalent. Current is equal to total EMF by total resistance. What is E equivalent here? NE. What is R equivalent here? R plus NR by M. This can be written as, I will take LCM. This M goes to the numerator, MNE by MR plus NR. So this is what I is. Okay. Now, if you want to have this I to be maximum value, if you want this I to be maximum, then what will be the condition? Obviously, this I is inversely proportional to this denominator, right? So if this denominator part is a minimum, then I will be maximum. There is a reason for talking, about maximum value of I. Power can be maximum when current is maximum for a given resistor. For example, how do you write power equation? Power, we have already derived this one. It is written as I square by R, isn't it? Power dissipated in this resistor. That's how we write, isn't it? So here this for a given resistor, if this since R is constant, power completely depends on I. This can be maximum if I is maximum, isn't it? I is maximum when this denominator part MR plus NR is minimum. Okay, so what is the condition? Try to follow this one carefully. I will be maximum if MR plus NR is minimum. MR plus NR is equal to minimum. So let me consider this separately. So what is the situation? MR plus NR is equal to minimum. Actually, we can handle further situation using differentiation, but without using differentiation also, we can handle. I think in the previous sessions for maximum power transfer theorem, we have come to a conclusion. Okay, maximum power is possible when capital R is equal to small r. That's what the conclusion was. Okay, when a single cell is taken. But here we have taken grouping, mixed grouping of cells. Okay, so here also you can proceed with the differentiation, but we'll employ the other methods of mathematical manipulations. So I'll slightly modify this one. Is it okay if I write like this? MR minus under root NR whole square plus 2 under root MNRR is minimum. See here, this equation is modified like this. Even if you simplify this one, you are going to get this one back. A minus B whole square. So A square plus B square minus 2AB. Minus 2AB and this plus value both gets cancelled, and finally we'll get back this one, MR plus NR. You can check it. Okay. So here, if this particular equation, this particular addition of this one and this one to be minimum, what should be the condition? This value should become 0. If this value becomes 0, then what? We are left with only this one, and that's what you can treat it as minimum, isn't it? So for this one to be minimum, this value should become 0. If MR minus under root MR minus under root NR equal to 0, then how it can be written? Under root MR is equal to under root NR. Squaring on both sides, you will have MR is equal to NR, or R is equal to NR by M. So this is the condition. What should be the condition for maximum current inside this circuit? This R value should be equal to NR by M. Let us find out that I maximum value. So I maximum corresponding to this R. Where is I? This is, here I will take I is equal to NE by R plus NR by M. What is R? NR by M plus NR by M. So finally what you will have? NE by 2 NR by M, or you will have NME by 2 NR. NN gets cancelled. ME by 2R. That's what maximum current is. Okay. And what about maximum power? Since P is equal to I square R, and if I wanted to find out maximum power, it is possible at maximum current, right? I maximum square into R. What is I maximum square? I maximum is ME by 2R. So if you take square, M square, E square, 4R square into what is R corresponding to maximum power? NR by M. NR by M. So now M gets cancelled and RR gets cancelled. So finally you are left with N M E square by 4R. Isn't it? So this is the expression for P maximum. So that's how you can handle mixed grouping of cells. Okay. So whenever you think of cells, okay, what are the important points that you should remember, you should recollect? Terminal potential difference. Terminal potential difference corresponding to a particular cell can be written as V is equal to E minus I into small r, where small r is internal resistance. Okay. And that V is equal to E minus IR can be mathematically manipulated into several forms. Okay, depending upon the situation explained in the question, you have to use appropriate equation. Okay, after transforming V equal to E minus IR into various forms. The other thing is grouping of cells. We have seen series combination of cells, parallel combination of cells, mixed grouping. In all these things, the common point is always we were trying to find out what is the effective EMF and what is the effective internal resistance and what is the effective total resistance, what is the current and what is the possibility of having maximum current and what is the possibility of having maximum power. So these are the points that we have been exploring connected with the cells. Okay, children, this is where I am going to close the session. Okay, thank you, students.